Right, and we're live. We're live. Let's take this card down a bit. Morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
Morning, Peter.
Good morning, Peter.
Morning.
Morning. Right. I don't know about you. I think the situation yesterday when a temporary peace was declared was good, but there's still one party not said yes to the truce, which makes life a little bit difficult when that party happens to be Israel. And we don't have a truce until they say we've got a truce. So we're in a difficult situation. Peter, your thoughts?
And it should be down to them as well. They were the ones, and they said they would finish the job, right? Now, what I don't understand is, how can you trade for 1,000, I believe? That's not a good deal, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's basically that. It's been that way all along. It's been one because that's what they agreed. It's not nobody.
I would say no. I'll give you 33 for 33. What's wrong with that?
No, they're not fighting over prison. The delay's not over the swap. The delay's over. They've not had the meeting yet in Israel. They don't like something that changed towards the end of it. Peter, thank you. Okay, I'm going to mute Peter. And Peter's on now. Okay, John, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I didn't know about this until you just mentioned it because I haven't been on the news last night or today. So it was new news to me. But it sounds like a positive thing in that hopefully hundreds, possibly thousands more people will not be killed. But how are they going to help with recovery from the situation? Because you've got a million people who are now homeless. So stopping shooting each other's one thing, but where do you go from there is more important.
Indeed, rebuilding is going to be a challenge because there's nothing left, is there, Peter?
Well, the thing is, out of it, somebody will make money out of that. Just rebuild. They've done it before, can do it again. Done it to Germany. They had nothing left. This is what happens after a war. You just rebuild. People will get jobs to build it. Whoever, probably Halliburton, will come in and rebuild it for them.
Familiar name. Yeah, I mean, the thing that it was good to hear about was the fact that Biden and Trump's administrations worked together to press this solution. And although both sides have actually claimed it, both sides worked together, which is a first.
I just think that I was listening to it this morning, just come off the radio, I heard it.
Yeah.
The Israeli woman said, no, it wasn't President Biden. It was the man that Donald Trump put over to broker the deal.
Yeah.
He done, because on Monday, if there's nothing happens, nothing had happened, all hell will break loose. Now, if you've got a hostage, it's American there, Donald Trump or the American administration from the past, they put in the SEAL teams to go and get one person with an American passport, they will go and get them back if they're not eliminated before they come. And that's the harsh reality. Jessica Lynch comes to mind. Remember her? I've been looking at her again. And no, there's another lady that went across, and he's basically said, if my hostages don't come back, you'll know about it. And you got to deal with the reality of it. You know, Biden has said how many years is it? How long is it went into effect? And funnily enough, it comes a couple of days before he leaves. It's a joke.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure that Biden is that much of an influencer. There was 2 people negotiating on behalf of the US. Yeah. And okay, they may well have one reported back to Trump and one reported back to Biden.
Yeah.
But I think the people is it Doha where the actual talks took place? They must have had a fair old influence on it, being, you know, from the area.
No, can you explain that?
Well, they hosted the talks. Yeah. They chaired the talks. Yeah. That means they must have had an influence. I'm not saying it was the most significant influence, but they definitely had an influence on the talks.
Now, in the past, when these peace deals are brokered, it usually gives the terrorists, Hamas in this case, to reform, get stuff in, get people out who don't want to be caught. And that's what usually happens in a peace deal with them. And they were firing rockets in yesterday, short-range rockets.
Israel were firing rockets yesterday.
Probably firing back to them.
Do we really know that, Pete? We just know both sides exchanged.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but you know, I hear it from it. Listen, I just find it fascinating. It's come a Monday. If they look at this, Monday would have been a funny day right from that week would have been funny because what they don't want, they don't want American boots on the ground over there.
Can you blame it?
Don't want it. Yeah, well, you know, Israel lets them in. Right, where are they? Let's go and get them. They probably know where they are. And I've got a feeling that Mr. Trump, or President Trump, has actually phoned them up and said, that's what you done with the Afghanistanis, the Taliban. He says, how's your house? That's where you live right now. We know where you are. One hair of our soldiers gets touched, and that's you. That's where you live. Not your troops. You. Right to the nest. So who's claiming victory in this then?
Nobody.
Trump.
Nobody wins a war.
Trump's victory. He's saying on Truth Social that the epic agreement was only possible because he won November's presidential election. It signaled to the entire world that my administration would seek peace and negotiate details to ensure the safety of all Americans and our allies. That's claiming it, isn't it?
That's a true statement, as far as I'm concerned.
There's a grain of truth in it. I don't think that the Americans on their own brought the truce into being. I think it was an effort from, as John said earlier, different parties were involved.
Absolutely, because they're hanging on to you. Mr. President, can it look as though we helped here? Yeah, that would be good for us. Dean, hanging on to your coattails with this.
It's not about personal. This is not about personalities. This is about millions of people being saved from being bombed.
Correct.
That's what it's about. Not about 2 people. It's basically the situation that we should be, as a world, we should be, not pleased is the wrong word, happy that there is a resolution to this that's possible. And I don't give a toss who did it as long as it's done.
Right. Okay. How many hostages are there in total? About 94 left, 100 that we know of?
What?
In the 60s, I think.
Right.
But we don't know whether they're alive. We don't know whether they're alive or dead.
Why are they all not getting out?
No, it's not about the hostages. Well, it is and it is. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. All right.
It's about the hostages being held. I'll guarantee you, every one of them that does come out will be American, if they're Americans.
You don't flatten a country. Well, let's leave. It's going to be. Unfortunately, we're going to learn exactly what happened during the war in retrospect, and it's not going to be. It's not going to be good. War never is. I don't think anybody comes out of this unstained. It is just. It's bad. It's as bad as it gets, really, isn't it?
Every war is bad. There's North Koreans right now who are being used as cannon fodder by Russia, lying dead. I'm not going to say what the Russians have done to their bodies. They're lying dead. Aye.
Well, a few North Koreans have been captured, haven't they?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And it's a shame for them, because what I was reading, what I was watching today, actually, early morning, because I've been up early, they've basically been told to not get captured, the North Koreans. It's a shame on you. It's a shame on you. Shame on your family, if you know what I mean. So it's been the cameraman said it's been really quiet. We've had no artillery or anything, but when we captured the North Koreans in that area, all hell broke loose. Everything was fired at them to kill us and the North Korean. That was the purpose, you know. So that's happening there as well. Why has North Koreans even ended up there? Crazy.
Well, isn't it about showing support for some of their near neighbours? Although there is a land gap between them, they are fairly near neighbours, and they're politically aligned, aren't they? So.
Okay. Well, all I can say is Kim Jong-un used to say, great, he's got these weapons and everything. Unfortunately, his troops weren't very well trained, because many of them lying there dead. And it doesn't show in a good light. His troops got slaughtered. They were used like pawns in a game. Anyway, I'm glad there's peace. It's after the event now. I just think that I can't understand why they've all not been released. They may be dead. The hostages are maybe dead.
That's true, Peter. They don't know how many of them have been lost during, and we won't know until later. That's fair.
Well, what I believe, a lot of them were executed while in capture.
You're going on rumour, I presume?
No, the bodies that they've picked up.
And how right, okay. I will not go there, because we're supposed to be a morning show rather than
Well, it is a morning show, but that's how you asked me a question. I've answered that. The IDF, you probably don't listen to them. They're spokespeople, they're PR guys and everything.
How about we change the topic? Yeah, we've done almost 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, Starmer's in Kiev today.
So we're going from one war to another. But he is, yes. And why is this? What's this 100 years friendship about?
I haven't got into that, but what interested me is he flew to Poland and then went to Kiev by train. So flying into Ukraine doesn't seem to be a good idea.
No. But he's over there to show solidarity. Do we expect that, Peter, do we expect that there will be peace in the Ukraine soon?
No, but I can't really say. once President Trump comes in, but here's the problem that I see. The British government really isn't for Trump at the moment, right? Trump wants to stop the Ukraine-Russian fighting, okay? Mm-hmm. I think that we are fueling the fire over there. Same as Biden, fueling the fire to keep it going. Great for the arms industry, etc., etc. And Trump will probably make enemies if he stops it within the big manufacturers, etc., who are making a lot of money.
Yeah, but
from it. Swims.
Will Trump give Putin a way out that saves his face? Because that's a lot of theory, is that he will help Putin save face.
Yeah. Do you know, it's not a bed of roses over there. I happen to be watching a lot of things. There was one on TikTok. Do you know what they done? They put a big picture of Putin in a lift. And put a camera facing the people when they come in. Boy, you should see the reactions done. They're probably in a gulag now. And they just walk in, they go, and you hear them saying, huh, what a joke. So they've got a big picture of Putin looking at him. And it's just, didn't see the ones praising him, of course, but and they got out of the lift and everything. It was quite interesting. But I don't have an answer to it. Who am I? But I just feel sorry for all those bodies. Now, when we were at war many years ago, and then you meet your foreign. I was even watching Vietnam soldiers meeting the Viet Cong on video the other day. Not regretted it, but it happened at the time because they're grown older and there's a lot of bodies lying there, rotting just now. Mothers crying, not getting the bodies back, but those high up are living in luxury.
Okay, total switch here. Congratulations to Emma Raducanu, who is now through to the third round of the Australian Open. They're playing tennis in Australia, and we are taking part. And Emma has done well. She's through to the third round. And also, we're there. We have a Scot there, and he's playing well. He's through to the third round as well. Well, no, the person he's coaching is through to the third round. Andy is over there, and he is coaching. It's good when you can go from being a player to being a coach. I mean, that happens in football too, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was looking at Brian Clough this morning. He never got the England manager's job. I was watching the interviews, how he felt he didn't get it. That was quite interesting. You know?
Yeah, you've got to be in the right place, right time.
Yeah, and you've got to know the right people.
That's true. Yeah, true of anything. You need to know the right people.
He actually said in his interview, there was a non-football somebody, right? It's quite interesting. And then he was letting in one of the guys' rooms that he was in. I don't know, he'd been involved with a club, but it was an England football team. And when he sat down the interview, looked at him and he said, I've looked at your pictures on the wall. That new top you've got for England is terrible. Why didn't you just keep it plain white? That's what we're known for. And he said that just sitting down in the interview. He says, if I get a manager, that will change right away. He never got a job. Quite interesting. Yeah, so again, I mean, if you want tennis, I'll take Sheila in and she can speak about tennis for you. She watches that. I don't get involved in anything that means running around and getting out of breath now.
So, if we're going to talk about sport, our new wonderful Everton manager, his team played quite well last night. I watched the whole match on TNT Sports. And although they lost, they put Villa under a lot of pressure. And they were unfortunate, in my opinion, to not get a draw or even a win. And I'm a Villa fan, so, you know.
You are. It's obviously.
So
Yeah.
Mr. Boys is already having an impact in only what? Not even a week.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they stay up. Yeah. That would be good. That would be good. And for him to do well.
Yeah, well, I want Ipswich Town to stay up as well. So they're out the bottom three now. So that's quite interesting. Gives a bit of a regional spread.
Yeah.
I think your boys will be up there next year, won't they?
I was just about to say, I'm not. I prefer that they kept winning in the Championship than losing in the Premiership. It basically, I mean, when you go to watch football, you don't go and watch your team get beat every week. That's soul destroying. It's much better to watch them playing well and winning. Not every week, because you can't do that. But I think a lot of, possibly quite a few Burnley fans who would be happy to stay in the Premiership, in the Championship forever.
Well, and be fourth every year and not get promoted.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I am very surprised how well Scott Parker did, because he'd been kicked out of his last two jobs quite rapidly. But he seems to be doing a good job there.
What about Bayern Munich, though?
You better enlighten us.
Well, they got Burnley's ex-manager, and the Germans as a whole said, "Who? He's just seen Burnley be demoted.
Yeah.
What are we doing with him as manager?"
Yeah, Vincent Company. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're halfway through the season, and Bayern are top of the league by 6 points. That's no mean feat. So, I mean, I'm following. I've actually got the Bayern. I've got the German football app on my phone, so I can actually follow what's going on. I've got it on my iPad as well. Yeah. The thing I love is that you can actually you get text only, and then as soon as it's finished, you can get the replay as well. What I'm loving is basically watching without Matt of the Day, which we may come on to in a minute. Actually watching all the replays on YouTube. Great place to actually catch up on what's happened. Yeah. Okay. Right. So where do we go from here? All right. Okay, I'll go first. I've started training 2 weeks ago. I've decided I'm going to do a 10K. And I've been given the okay to do it. So I am training at the moment. I've been out 5 times, and I should be out again tomorrow and over the weekend. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Theoretically, there is a 10K in Bath in April. So I'm training for 10 weeks to get fit to do Bath. The thing is, I can do 6 miles at the moment. 6 miles is not a problem. It's the speed that's a problem. When you go to a 10K, first of all, you've got to pay to enter, but you're actually paying for your medal. And the thing is, if you take longer than an hour and 30 minutes, then you just get a DNF, did not finish. You don't get your medal. So I've got to train so I can make sure that I finish in less than an hour and 30 minutes. Backup plan is we've got a Devisers 10K, which is in September, which Angelica is going to join in too. So it's all running at the moment. Speaking of which, I've got some new trainers.
You got new trainers?
Yeah, I've got some new trainers. I've got two pairs of trainers.
So I don't know if you're aware of this, but today I turned 65.
Oh my gosh.
You've trailed it.
I'm glad you remembered it. Anyway, but
nearly a pensioner.
Nearly a pensioner. I would have had today a flat cap and a pension, and I'm so furious about the governments that denied me that. But on a sad note, also saying people that
Have you moved, Stephen, because you've chopped the top of your head off?
yeah, just so there are people my age, 65, that have died today. Linda Nolan has passed away. Now, who remembers Tony Slattery?
I still listen to Tony Slattery until, of course, the recent event.
Yes, and he suffered from mental illness. And what I noticed, they're actually having like a GoFundMe for his funeral to pay for it.
Yeah,
You know?
he didn't have much money at all.
Did he not? And, you know, and I can't remember, there was somebody else, 65. We'll keep on going till he gets it right. And so it's happiness. And I notice people on Facebook. I'm not going to answer Facebook until the end of the night and thank everybody. But, you know, I'm getting nearer my death. That's all I worry about.
But we're all near our death every day.
I know,
Tony.
but
You should turn it round, Peter, and say, I'm alive for another day, not I'm nearer my death by another day.
yeah.
Wake up in the morning and say thank you.
Yes, well, and you know, I'm just surrounded by it. I was working in undertakers. Have you paid for your funeral pan coming up my Facebook? And I'll probably get plagued with them today. I met a funeral celebrant yesterday and had a chat with the lady and see where she started from. But I'll tell you what's good for me. I've got up today and I'd said to Sheila, don't get me anything. I'm not interested. I got up and so what I got was, poor Sheila, she's got a really nice deodorant from my what do you call that face? You spray it from Zara. Beautiful smell. And she got me an all-in-one shampoo, wash. I says, you try to tell me something. And then I got one of my favourite ones. A Greg's, what do you call them?
Pasty, sausage roll.
You know, you get a card and you go in and I gave that hint. I said, I don't really use Costin. I was getting too expensive. I like a Greg's, so I got that. And then I got this top. She knows I like to throw in things, and it's called. Can you see the name of that? It's Becca or something like that. What's her name? And anyway, poor lady. I says, it's from Poundland. And it is. It's just a throw on. And also, she's taking them out for a meal tonight. So she's done well for a pensioner. And I asked her the other day, I said, why are you still with me? Someone's got to care for you. I thought that was absolutely great. So, yeah. So that's my birthday, folks. And
you've asked for this, Peter, over the years. And I do apologise to everybody listening at the moment. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you.
Voila, thank you very much. And the first thing I done when I put this background on in your platform, that I didn't know it was there. I scrolled down. And you know what one of the things is? It's called beautification. So that's why I'm looking so pretty today. John, did you see the one where I put the before and after with the beard thing?
Yeah, no, that wasn't a beard. That was 2 days stubble. You need a real beard.
No way.
I think you'll look great with the beard.
Oh, no. Why don't you shave your beard off, charity?
I'm not shaving my beard off for anybody, yet alone charity.
There's something cathartic about having a shave in the morning.
Oh yeah.
You take something that looks horrible and you turn it into something reasonable.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm a bit, although I get up about 4:30 in the morning, 5, I'm a bit slovenly. I sit and watch YouTube, and I don't shave for a few days, and then it's nothing like a good shave. Remember that advert? Remember this advert? I need a trimming edge. Remember that one? With the garden one. Yeah. We do the lawns, a lawn thing, and it cut the edges. And it says, I need a trimming edge. But no, I'm feeling good. And yeah, I'm quite happy that I thought I'd just make an effort today and get up. And I'll tell you what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that snow has gone completely. And it's getting a bit warmer now. And I had a walk with the dog. And I just thought, isn't life great?
It is.
Anyway, let's have a subject for our people that can't argue with.
It's about 6 degrees here today, Peter.
Okay. Yeah. I think we'd probably be about the same. Yeah, messages.
Right. Okay. I am broadcasting live on TikTok.
No?
No, I wouldn't take us on TikTok without asking you both. But
okay.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting live on TikTok. Marco Novo told me about a way you could do it without having 1,000 followers.
Right.
So I downloaded the software. I didn't have any posts on my TikTok account, which makes it difficult to say, I'd like to go live on your site, but I've never posted there.
Right.
So I spent 2 or 3 days putting things up there, but now I've actually been live on the site twice. And I know you've experienced it, Peter, but the reaction is, well, it's how it used to be years ago on Facebook. You get a very positive reaction.
Yeah, you got. I'll have to speak to Marco about, because I want to go on TikTok for my business, and just you've got to punt it out there. What you do. This is what we do. This, did you know this? All that sorts of stuff. I'll have to find out how to do that, because I'm going to use TikTok this year. I'd be interested to know what's going to happen with Facebook. Things changed.
Shall we just stay with TikTok for a moment?
Yeah.
Because this weekend, the US government will have banned TikTok in the USA.
Yeah.
And 170 million users will no longer have access because it's just been totally blocked to TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but basically the thing is, can TikTok survive without an American audience?
Well, here's the thing. When Facebook went over to China, for instance, they had to agree to things to do there, or they wouldn't get it in. But they've got we. But no, did you know the latest rumor?
Not yet.
About TikTok. Elon Musk put out a post saying, I think I will buy TikTok, right? And I don't know if he was joking, but billionaires have actually got in touch with him saying, we'd like a slice of that action. Wouldn't that be funny if he bought Facebook and TikTok and owned it all?
It'd be funny for a split second and hell for the rest of our lives. Yeah.
I know that.
To have one megalomaniac in charge of a social network is enough. I don't think, to a certain extent, we know behind the scenes that our lives are ruled by the gnomes of Zurich and billionaires around the world. It's never been so upfront as it's going to be from Monday.
I'll tell you one thing. It's certainly exposed I'll call it the grooming gangs, right? Because they've changed their name, right? What you need now on X. And it's certainly exposing it. Now, you've obviously heard the name Maggie Oliver. I had a tear in my eye this morning with Maggie Oliver. You know who she is, yeah? You don't. And this is the problem. You should know about her. I'm going to tell you a quick story with her. She used to be a policewoman that became a detective, is in charge of all things grooming as such up in that area. And what happened, she went onto it and she got all the evidence, collected it to the girls, put it on, took it to her commanders, etc. Now her husband became ill and she went to look after him, etc. When she went back, she said, right, what's happening with the case? This is it down. Okay? So she wasn't happy, and she went to she got another case to go on, same thing, but up. It got closed. Maggie was with this, that she left the police and she's the Maggie Oliver Foundation to look after the girls. And that's why Channel 4 actually took out a documentary a couple of years ago called The Four Girls or something like that. And I didn't know is all that time her husband had passed away and Maggie kept going. She had a nervous breakdown, she had sleepless nights, and she eventually lost her house. Okay? All fighting for the 1,400 girls that were sick carpet. It was shocking. I noticed that the government didn't want to have an inquiry because they've got a lot to hide in some areas, especially up north where they're councillors. And the policeman who said, and it's written down there, that's the life they kind of wanted. Okay? They even arrested a father who went and tried to get his girl out of 7 men in it. What did they do? They arrested the father. Right, so come now, it's all come out. She's on GB News quite a lot. Now she's on everywhere now, Maggie Oliver. And she built a foundation and people are giving her money. She's far exceeded her goal to protect the girls. But all they said, yes, we're going to implement this now. But there are policemen, there are ex-councillors who will not be sleeping well tonight because they may be brought into it later. And that's why they don't have an inquiry, because if they have the inquiry, it brings all these people to the forefront. I'm shocked that you don't know about Maggie. Really shocked. That's me.
We know that, but not necessarily individuals. We know that the inquiry, there won't be another inquiry. They're actually concentrating on doing things as they say, and we don't know or didn't know the inside story.
So, what did you think of what I just told you?
You basically, Peter, when you go on about injustices, I can but agree that an injustice has been done. Whether I'm not going to watch GB News ever. Going to watch GB News.
Fine. That's fine.
And if you're talking about something from GB News, I have no knowledge of it.
Do you watch Sky News?
Yes.
It'll be on there. You'll see her on there. She's been on there many times.
Yeah, but the thing about, let's just go with it. We can only be interested in so many things at a time. Okay? And we all have different lives, we all have different interests, and we all watch different things.
I'm telling our viewers about it. Not trying to interest you, because you always look the other way as far as I'm concerned. But listen to this. Sarah Champion, do you know that name?
Should we?
Labour MP. They were all told by the party whip right? This is a talk show. The party whip says you must vote for the government not having an inquiry. They did. Everybody did what they were told. The top echelon never voted. They abstained. Sir Keir Starmer, Rayner, they never voted. Told everybody else to vote that way. Do you know what Sarah Champion done the next day?
No.
She voted the way her party wanted. The next day she said, there should be an inquiry. It didn't look good. And there's another Labour MP from Liverpool. He's come out and he said, we need an inquiry. Shameful Labour Party telling the whip to get them to vote that way. And this is a problem with politics. There are people within there. And Simon Danschwick, or whatever he's called, he was told many years ago, he was talking about it and says, you'll lose us the Muslim vote. Don't speak about it anymore. Where is he now? He's certainly not in the Labour Party. And that's my keeping guys up to date.
I feel another change of subject coming on. Right, okay. We're very fortunate to have Netflix, and we watched The Bank of Dave 2 last night.
All right.
I've got to say, it is a brilliant, feel-good movie. And it's obviously a true story because Dave exists, and he heard about payday loans and the extortionate rates that the people of Burnley were actually being charged. People were borrowing £600 and having to pay back £2,000. And he set himself up that he was going to stop payday loans, and that's what the whole story revolves around. Is payday loans, because back in the day, because 2002, 2000 or 2012, there were 50 national pay loan companies charging extortionate interest rates. I mean, the payday loan is you borrow money until payday, and then it grew, and you could borrow money, and you just pay an extortionate rate of interest. And it preys on people who don't know better.
Oh yeah.
If you're working and you're not earning enough money, you've got to have somewhere keeping the family going, and that is to take out a loan. And you don't think at the moment you take it out, how are you going to repay it? You will repay it, but you don't deny the debt. And it was a story of how he took on, because obviously it was a story, it wasn't a real life. Part of it was, and basically, not to spoil it, as a partial result of his campaigning, the payday loan companies, our government decided to regulate them and to tell them the maximum rates of interest they could charge. And of 50 payday loan companies that were in existence before Dave's campaign, all of them disappeared. Yeah, it's obvious that payday loans still exist, but it was an interesting story, and it just brought it home to you that if you don't have access to a bank, the only access you've got is to payday loans. Yeah, and there's a lot of people. I mean, I spoke with a guy, Provident. Remember the Provident check? Oh yeah, Provident. Yeah, weekly collections, clock on the mantelpiece. Yeah, I met a guy down in Birmingham, funnily enough, John, and I was chatting to him. He was area manager. He says, these are people that don't have money, Peter. They don't have money. And he says, they just live with a Provi check, as we used to call it up here. And that's how they live, and they pay it back, and then they get money, then pay it back. And he says it's high risk lending because some of them don't pay. You know? And it's a shame people have to live like that. No, I'm not APR, all these things. Look, I'm a basic man. I remember when I had a credit card, you know, and I started to look at it, and I went into the bank and they said, "Oh, how long you had this?" And they said, "That's a lot. Let's give you a loan instead," which was great. I had another one, and you know something I learned to switch cars. And it was great, but they never got a penny out of me.
The bank said, my bank from my business said, Peter, we'll give you 60 days to pay with your business. So that's good. I've never used it yet to the full length, 30 days automatically paid off. And it was quite interesting. And debt and things should be taught in school. Yeah. What compound interest is. And they probably do it. I was too thick for it, but it's just a shame that people don't know. 26 APR and horrendous ones, Now, do you know where I see Bank of Dave guy? He flies a helicopter, right? And you find him on TikTok. Look him up. And he takes you up in his helicopter and he speaks to you. He says, we're going for lunch at a hotel here. He's up there and he's talking about it. And he says, here we go, we're going to land there. Boom, and lands down. And that's the guy that owns Bank of Dave. Yeah.
Basically, the bonus at the end of every Bank of Dave film, and that is a Yorkshire group called Def Leppard.
Right.
Def Leppard playing at this one of the stadiums in the States, and then helping Dave, of course, which is what they do. And it's just great music, great way to have a good feeling, because the whole no cursing or swearing anywhere in the film. Just a genuinely good, wholesome watch. So I can recommend it. Bank of Dave 2.
Yeah, I watch a guy in Russia. He just went, Sheila, this young guy in Russia, and he goes and finds people living in some horrible conditions and their legs on the right, young girls, man. And I'll tell you, over the past few days, I've had a lot of tears in my eye. I don't think I can cry anymore. The basics, the real basics, and he turns their life around for some of them, And it's I can't pronounce his name, but it's absolutely fantastic to see the conditions that some of them are living in, and just things like buying groceries for them. You'd think they'd got the world, And so thoroughly enjoy. I actually look at a lot of good things. Have you heard of Itchy Boots?
We live in a different world, Peter.
Okay, so Itchy Boots is a motorcyclist lady from Holland, Norali, world famous now. She won't come up in your timeline, and all she does is travel the world. And she's actually in the Middle East just now, Iraq, Iran, and she's treated so well, guys. She says, "Oh, yet another restaurant I'm taken to, and they won't accept any money. They fix her bike and everything for her." And I really suggest you look up Itchy Boots, because all the bikers and everything love her, and you see the perspective of Iraq and Iran and how kind people are over there. I know you always think I look at negative things, but I don't. And it's my way of seeing the world, because I don't have the money to do it. But she does a fantastic job, and she's been in some scrapes, But what a lady, 37 years old, Nora Ali. Itchy Boots, that's her name, on YouTube. That's me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back to where we were.
Okay.
That's better.
I went to the opticians yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had hold on a second, I need to read it out. Optical coherence tomography scan.
Yep.
And this is uses sound, etc., to scan the different layers at the back of your eyes. I did have the traditional photographs as well. And for this report, there isn't anything going on at the back of my eyes. So my health eye-wise seems to be fine. However, my vision has definitely changed. So I need a new pair of computer glasses, a new pair of general glasses, and a new pair of reading glasses.
What's the difference with the computer ones, John?
They're fixed to be focused an arm length, just over an arm length away. Yeah. And if you look elsewhere, they're not in proper focus. So they
how many shillings cost that? How many shillings?
a whole lot, including the OCT, because that's not on the National Health.
Yeah.
It was £238.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just waiting for results of my eye survey that they done the other week. Yeah.
As you're over 6, this is Boots. Over 60, you get 10% of everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the first pair of glasses was less 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Second pair of glasses is less 50%. And the third pair of glasses is free. But that's an offer that runs out next weekend. Not this weekend, coming the weekend after.
Yeah. Well, I've actually broken my last pair of proper glasses with prescription. I lost one in Birmingham because of you. No, because of me falling asleep.
you got off the train so quick, you left your glasses behind.
Anyway, if that was filmed, it would be hilarious. I remember saying to everybody in the train, you can all laugh now. So I'm not buying glasses until I get the results from the consultant. But I feel
you got feeling that I can recommend goggles for you. Not that I've used them for me, but I've now bought 3 pairs of glasses for Dottie.
Yeah, you did see
that. And the last 2 pairs, I mean, they're children's glasses because obviously it's not 5 until next month. So the frames are quite small. But they've been, it takes 14 days to get them after you order them online. But the quality has been unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you put them next to what she got from the opticians, Specsavers, you cannot see any difference.
No, well, I will not be buying any dear glasses ever again because I lose them, because I think I'm going, as I get, because I'm sick. That's one thing I like about being 65 just now. I just had them checked. I've got my own teeth. Do you have your own teeth, guys?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking, well, because I'd hate to think of the day that I'm lying with dentures and have to sit next to Sheila giving her love bites with them in my hand. Do you remember love bites? Still do love bites.
I mean, in the older days, my dad had all of his teeth removed and dentures at 29.
Yeah. No,
I don't think he looked after them, which didn't help matters.
Yeah, I've got to say, when I joined the army, it was them that sorted. My teeth were bad, and I remember the nurse technicians who said, "You're going to have to sort your teeth out." And people later on said to me, "Why have you got such shining teeth at the time?" And this is the British Army.
My previous dentist to this, he was a squadron leader in the RAF.
Okay.
But he had a part-time person that came in and worked with him who was a group captain who was responsible for dentistry in the whole of the RAF. Sadly, they'd both retired, so I ended up at another dentist.
Right. All of our time. So,
I just want to go.
On you go, Stephen.
Thank you. I just want to go back to eyes for a moment. One of the consequences of having diabetes is that there is a possibility that they will affect your eyes. And I went for my annual test where they check your eyes, particularly for diabetes related. And she did the test and she said, "I'm going to tell you right now, you're all clear." And then the letter came, and the letter said I had background retinopathy, which is the start of basically your sight deteriorating. There's nothing you can do about it.
No.
You can, it just happens over time. Then I went to the opticians. Well, I went to my eye clinic yesterday, or the day before, and I know just for a checkup after the cataract operation. and he did the normal checkup, and then his mood changed totally, because normally we have a good chat, a good humoured chat. But yes, we didn't on Tuesday because he diagnosed glaucoma. So I've now got a situation where I've got two irreversible diseases actually battling over my eyesight. So I'm eternally grateful when I wake up in the morning, I can actually see. And basically, it can be, the onset can be delayed, but you cannot, just like diabetes, you cannot beat it. So
no, it's the same as I mean, my shooting eye is my right eye, and it's just gone now, you know.
The OCT scan is specifically recommended for people with diabetes, which is why I paid 25 quid to have it done.
Well, you get an annual scan anyway.
Yeah, well,
from the NHS.
Right. Well, is that the photography scan? Not. Yeah, because this is this scan is like what they do when they look at babies. It's a similar technology.
Mm-hmm.
To that. Okay. Anyway, I've had it now. It cost me 25 quid, and I don't regret spending the 25 quid.
Do you know I got abuse in X the other day because we're talking about NHS now? I said, yeah, well, what happened to me? I was waiting ages, and I just remember with my feet, and I suffered enough of this because two things were the matter. And I went to private, paid 800 quid, which I grudged, got it, told that I had arthritis and another name it went along with. And I put that out. I said, but like, I got dog's abuse. I said, they couldn't give me, why didn't you tell your doctor? I says, I did. And every time they sent me away, why couldn't they have just said, let's put you to a specialist and get your feet x-rayed and everything? And they never ever done it. And then I got my appointment a week. And then when I went to the first one, she was dealing with a thing called needling in my feet. And I told her about that. Oh, they said, would you like to see a specialist about it? I says, yes, I've been waiting a long time. And I'm still waiting. And they phoned me up at the end of December. Do you know what they were? Do you still want to see us? I says, you're phoning me now to ask? I says, of course I want to see you. So what they do is they phone you. Are you all right now, John? Are you all right now, Stephen? You don't really want us now, do you? Yes, I do. It's crazy. And that's why they fob people off, you know?
Well, Peter's managed to fit in 3 rants in 60 minutes, which is not a world record, but...
It's almost a Peter record.
It is your birthday, Pete, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheila's taking them out for a meal tonight. So...
so is that the calf for sausage, egg and chips?
I'm going... Oh, you are? Is that what you're having?
No, I'm asking you. Is that where you're going? Calf, sausage, egg and chips.
It's a restaurant where you get lots of salads and everything, but I'm having spare ribs and chips because it's a treat. Lovely.
One of the things you can eat as a diabetic is sausage, egg and chips. So
yeah. No bread.
Although you have to be sparing with the chips because I've had that conversation with the diet.
Yeah.
If you watch the Glucose Goddess, if you have vegetables or vegetables first, then you can have a small portion of chips.
Yeah, broccoli first.
Yeah, veggie first, always.
Yeah.
Meat and 2 veg, then the meat, then the potatoes. Just the order of eating makes a difference.
How are you getting on with the insulin, John?
I find it no effort to insert it in my belly and press the button, really.
Okay. It doesn't go boom.
No, I get a little tingling feeling about 5 minutes afterwards, but apart from that, I haven't had any issues at all.
Very good.
The biggest issue with them, I haven't got them up here, is getting some more needles to fit on the end of the pen.
Yeah.
Because they had to be special ordered into the chemist.
Yeah.
And same with the instant test strips. Yes. They have to be special ordered in.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they've got a small container. I'm now told that I'm set up so I can call all the things off, metformin, the pen, etc., using the NHS app, but I haven't mastered it yet. I only installed it last night.
We've got an app too. Well, It looks like that time, guys.
It's your birthday, Peter. Off you go.
Listen, thank you very much for celebrating my birthday. These two forgot, but I'll forgive them, right? And 65 is not the end of the world. I made it to 65, which is a bit of a blessing. And I hope I can live a lot longer than I am now, because I want to have a happy life from now on. It's going to be Mr. Nice Guy from now on. We're only going to talk about good things. And if you believe that,
you're foolish. Yeah. Well,
bye, everybody.
While we were live, I received a